Hello everyone, I'm Hashmita, technical content creator at Block Quantum, and welcome back to another Block tutorial. So today we are going to look at the projected quantum kernel, or the PQK. So if you have heard about quantum kernels before, you probably know they are used to measure how similar two data points are after encoding them into quantum states. So even though it sounds powerful, there is still a problem. So as the number of qubits or the circuit depth increases, almost every quantum state starts looking equally similar. This is called the concentration of measure problem. So because of that, the kernel loses its ability to distinguish between different data points, and the SVM has a much harder time separating the classes, and that's where PQK comes in. So instead of comparing the entire quantum states, the PQK first projects each state into a much smaller classical representation, and it does this by extracting the single qubit reduced density matrices, which are then combined into a compact feature vector. So once we have the projected features, we simply compute an RBF kernel between them and feed that into a classical SVM. So we still capture useful quantum information, but without the scalability issues, and which comes with comparing full quantum states. So now let's see how we can configure this on block. The setup is pretty simple. First, we have to choose a feature map, which defines how our classical data is encoded into the quantum circuit. So then we just adjust the following parameters, which is the circuit depth, and then select the backend, and then set the number of shots, and then tune the SVM parameters like gamma and then C. And also, block provides multiple feature map options, but E2 is the default and works well for most of the datasets. One can also choose ZZ, Poly, or even use a custom feature map that you have already built in the Circuit Studio on Block. And that's the core idea behind PQK. So it combines quantum feature extraction with classical machine learning in a way that's much more scalable than the traditional quantum kernels. Now let's jump into Block and build a PQK model step by step. So we are on Block's platform now. So I am starting a new experiment. And for this demonstration, I'll use a class identification data set. The goal is to classify a piece of glass into different categories based on its chemical composition, like the amount of sodium present, or magnesium, calcium, or any other elements which are present. And this would become a multi-class classification problem. So this makes it a good example to see how PQK handles more than just binary classification. So now I've given the title and then selected the task to be multi-class classification, and then the PQK algorithm has been chosen. So increasing, so now I've increased the number of features, sorry, the qubits to be 7, and letting every other parameter to say stay the default. So now let's run. Mm, the experiment is queued. Okay, so we got the results. We see that for this particular data set, the model has achieved an accuracy of 51%, and also Block provides a confusion matrix MCC, and then the class-wise evaluation metrics. So basically, this would help us understand how well the model distinguishes between each glass category. And we see that better performance would often be achieved by tuning the circuit depth feature map or the SVM parameters. And Block provides an excellent platform to tune it very easily. So you just change the values here and then run the trial again. So yeah, that's all for today. Thank you.